almost fell. But we're good. We're fine. I didn't fall.
Our only path forward lies ahead, I'm sure of it. So onward, I suppose.
I take it you're seeing what I'm seeing. Finding a village when we're hardly 10 paces into the hills is a surprising stroke of luck, especially given our recent fortunes. But you won't hear any complaints from me. Let's see if the folk who live here can tell us what to expect from the road ahead. Oh wait, is this Gobby? Are you a gob? You're a kind of a gob. It's Zun! It's me! No, well, kind of. I'm Zoom. It's not Zun. Why are you flexing on me with your... How are you sitting? Are you just... Wait, I just realized. Are you standing? Are you standing on the seat? You are standing on the seat. I'm so weak. How do you reach the pedals? Sakat? You reach the pedals with your heart. Seems legit.
You sell? No, you are no merchant. But then why do I know your face? Oh, I remember. You spend Volbert gold. Such a coin purse cracking. You are already a legend among Mord traders.
You're a traveling merchant then. Can you tell us anything of this village?
Of course, anything for valued customers. This place is Garrick. Before the flood, it was home to many miners. After, not so many. None now. Now none. So Master Gengen borrowed the village, made it into a trading post. Very convenient location. In which case, you all must be familiar with the local roads, correct? We're on our way to Nabath, Arang ourselves. If we continue south from here, will we have any difficulties reaching it? Oh yes, great difficulty. The flood rent the stone and crushed the mine surrounding Nabath Arang. Only steep cliffs and collapsed tunnels remain. Oh no, but surely there must be some way. Do you think any of the other Mord might have some sort of hidden route? Perhaps. You ask, they tell. Tell for free even to friends of our best customer.
We are the best customer. Well then, best customer, let's see what information your reputation buys us. Hey, those tortillas made Bree cry, okay? Those tortillas made Bree cry. Whoa! Sakat, that is the second time you scared the heck out of me with your mount. I frickin' swear. If we're not lucky enough to encounter anyone who knows a route to Nabath Arang here, perhaps they can at least point us in the direction of others who might.
Can I interest you in some rock wrigglers? Plump, juicy, wriggly. No? Is there something else I can help you with?
What kind of place is this?
Garrick was once a mining town, until all the miners moved out, that is. They were kind enough to leave their houses for us Mord to use, I swear.
Sakat, that's your cactuar moving, isn't it? It's making squishy noises. Your fight, Sakat!
And like we always say, waste not, want not. As you can see, there is not much here, but a lot of people traveling to and from the Crystarium pass through, mainly to rest or use our well. It is the closest thing this place has to an oasis. I've got it! I'll lead by asking how business is, then mention you, and then ask about the route. That should work, right?
Oh, look at Minnie. She's trying her best to figure out how to do it. Perhaps we ought to inquire upon the matter of Yulmoran forces in the region as well.
You wish to go to Nabath Arang? There was a way once, a gondola, down from the cliffs, but it was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there is nothing left and no one to use it. You may search for it if you like, but I doubt that its rusted wires would bear your weight. Oh, that is a surprise. Not many bound for Nabath Arang these days. I do know of a trolley that once went there. It used to travel between all the settlements and mines of the Hills of Amber. It is locked behind a gate, however. I assume that will have kept it from being stolen or damaged, but it also prevents it from being of much use. For Nabath Arang, airship is best. Nothing is faster than an airship. The Yulmoran have one, I hear. You can ask them to take you.
Zorgia, I'm afraid I've learned little of use about how to reach Nabath Arang. The Yulmoran presence, though, that's another matter. Apparently, though their army is definitely an Amarang. There have been no sightings of Yulmorans at all in the Hills of Amber. Perhaps we can take that as a sign that Alisay's plan has borne fruit. So, these are our options. Well, what do you think? We can try the gondola. Might die, but Can we get an airship anywhere? Not from Vothri, obviously. Gate aside, the trolley seems most feasible. It does seem to be the least risky of our options. I can't imagine one gate is enough to thwart you. I'd like to know a bit more before we dash off in search of it, though. Perhaps Zunzun can offer some insight.
Oh, valued customer, we're the other Mord of help.
Of a fashion, they told us of a trolley that runs to Naboth Oreng, at least. But am I correct in thinking that there was a reason you did not do so yourself when we first asked?
Yes, the gate, you see, it is impassable. Before, there was a hulking thing of stone, the Talos. It opened the gate, they say. But none operate such a thing now. I do not even know if it yet exists. I do not know, but you should travel east to Mount Buren Mines. That is where the trolley controls stand. I still see miners there from time to time, if anyone knows what happened to that Talos. It would be them. Thank you. You've been great. You've been a great help.
We're off to Mount Buren then. Let's hope that someone will be there to answer our question. Mayhap the pall of light is the root of this land's desolation, or mayhap the fault lies with man and his insatiable greed. The scale of the track is impressive, I'll give them that. Now we only need follow it until we come to the mines. Dad Cred, what's up? Where's everyone else? Dad Cred, why are you here by yourself? Bit of a... Oh, there, she's over there. I didn't see her. Bit of a mess, isn't it? But the mechanisms for dispatching the trolley are here, just as Zunzun said. Unfortunately, anyone who might know how to use them is not. We might wait for Zunzun's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around and see if we can deduce anything useful in their absence. I'm in favor of the latter. Something near the entrance to the mines proper caught Urianger's eyes. Meet us there if you find anything.
This lever can't have been designed for a person to operate.
It's probably one of these on the floor. These golem things. Flecks of rust adorn the rails, but they nevertheless appear sturdy enough to bear the trolley without issue. Oh, are we gonna ride the trolley? The benches within suggest that this must have been a passenger car. Oddly enough, though it is clearly old, it appears to be well maintained. Really? No. The cup is slightly warm and a fair amount of tea, steeped over long, if the color is any indication, remains within. What does that mean? Ah, Zordia, what hast thou discerned? Explanation, explanation, explanation. Yes, I see. Indeed, thine observations are consistent with mine own. Let us refrain from further discussion ere our comrades arrive. I just hear Sakat fighting in the background. Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides.
The levers for switching tracks looked like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. No ordinary person could, I think.
It is my belief that no person is meant to. See, it is the golems, or the gnomes. This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to golems of the source. Oh, Talos. Not Thanos. Nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. The proliferation of the Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggest a considerable number were once in operation. Alas, this specimen and its fellows now lie lifeless and broken. I know not how to repair them, and that they might facilitate our passage through the gate. And without the aid of the Talos, even if thou wert somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, we would still have no means of propelling it. We might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything else in working order? Whoever is maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't. Zordia, I do believe you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouses on the northwestern side of the tracks. Master of Subterfuge. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourselves as necessary, of course, But do try to keep everyone in one piece. Off we go then. Yo, Curia in all your majesty. Hello, Curia. Curia, oh my gosh, what are you giving me? Oh my gosh, thank you. Got a polyp, a mud pie, and bacon bits? Hold on, bacon bits. Littlefoot, why does Littlefoot kind of look like a peepee? It's a pig! I'm gonna use that. Oh my gosh! Thank you, Curia! You definitely look suspicious. Wicked White, where did you come from? No, never mind that. You have no business here, of that I'm sure. Oh. What? Really? You attack, ask questions later? Rude? Like, bruh, you don't know what I'm doing here. How dare? What are you? Ugh. Well-muscled man and fresh-faced man. They elected to take up arms against us, though the outcome was plain from the first.
I feel a bit bad for them.
Don't. They attacked us first. Us? We're not brigands come to take what isn't ours. Do we honestly look like we'd need to steal? What? Some rusted bits of iron? Don't be absurd. We're not here to rob you. A likely story. You look, well... You don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travelers never pass this way. The only reason you would come all the way out here is to strip the machinery for parts. Oh, Thaff, I have an idea. What if, once upon a time, a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants, sworn to follow her unto world's end? On their journey they met a sorcerer, as ancient as time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they turned up here somehow. Wow, he came up with fan fiction that quickly. I can only assume that you're being intentionally obtuse. But in the unlikely event that that's a serious conjecture, no. I suppose I am a bodyguard of sort.
If I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Naboth Arang. We were hoping that the Trolley here might offer a solution. I realize that we haven't gotten off to the best starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again...
The Trolley? The Trolley! You should have led with that! We're always keen to discuss the Trolley. I mean, you attacked first, bruh. We're both engineers in training. In fact, Jarek and Thaff at your service. Is this like Biggs and Wedge 0.5? 0.5? Technically, I'm a miner, and he does repair work, but our true passion is the Trolley. There's little in need of transport these days, but that's no reason to consign a miracle of mechanical innovation to dust. The mere sight of it traveling the track once again would make hearts sore, mark my words. You'll hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? Not much, as we'd like, truth be told.
Well, is there anything we could do to assist you? We could gather materials, or help put pieces together?
It's a sight more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the Trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him if you like. We'll introduce you. We're gonna fix the Trolley, the Trolley, the Trolley. Very well. Our options are limited. And if this Magnus can explain whatever is preventing the Trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Right. It looks like you'll be following us back to Twine, then. Twine? Come to think of it, Urianger always was fond of fairy tales. Dost thou seek the sorcerer's wisdom, young one? Really feeling being called the sorcerer.
A quest for lost love. Perhaps that could have been me, had things been different.
To be honest, I'm impressed that you thought of the Trolley to begin with. So few seem to these days. Too used to living without it, I suppose. If you're ready, we can leave right now. Though, you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought he'd have come out by now. You think he'll be alright? Well, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. I'll have a look, just in case. You go on ahead, Thaff. Normally we'd walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has a much Really? Really? Can't you see I was in the middle of a conversation? Can you not see I was in the middle of a conversation? Normally we'd walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has a much shorter stride, that's more perilous a route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road presents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, not worried on that account. Wait a moment, I think I hear something. Oh, that's something, all right. Run! What? Why would I run? Why are you getting into trouble, Thaf? I seriously though. Sorry about that. I'll admit I didn't expect this route to be quite so fraught with danger. We're nearly to Twine though, so we should make it without further incident. Odd to find a place like this still occupied. It must have come dangerously close to being consumed by the flood. This is it! Welcome to Twine! The original dwellings were built to house those laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you've doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town, back when the trolleys still carried everyone home at the end of the day, each hard day in the mines. Now there is no trolley, nor much work to be had in the mines. For that matter, the only residents that remain are the destitute, the delusional, and those with nowhere else to go, or so they say. As I said, it will help you to understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. What's wrong with Magnus? Well, that's encouraging, but I don't see that we have much choice. Let's go and meet the man. Oh no, he looks depressed. Who are you supposed to be? Never seen the three of you in my life. Or the four of you? Wicked wight. If you're going to bother me, at least have the damn courtesy to stand still. Methinks this one is deep in his cups. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Naboth Arang, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. What? There's nothing in Naboth Arang, not anymore. And especially not for frail little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Naboth Arang. I must. Bah. So you have your heart set on it. The world doesn't care. The place is a ruin, nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessity that drives us to Naboth Arang. If you insist that the trolley is not an option, at least tell us why. No, I'm sick of people asking me about that blasted thing. Leave me be. I sense there is more to this belligerent drunk and his tale.
He only said that because he thinks I'm weak, and he's right. But I can't be. I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. But perhaps we should ask the other residents. They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything.
Thancred, art thou truly content to stand witness to fate's course, and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate, Riange. It's about choice. And I've had years to decide where I stand. Minfilia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It is for her to choose what shape her destiny will take. It is for me to stay silent, to protect her, teach her, and stand by her. That, at least, I can do for her. Okay, Dad Cred. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries.
Oh, there you are. You'd be pleased to know that I got our friend back home with no trouble, and he's just fine. He was a bit shaken up is all. I did have a faint hope that your need might prompt him to action where our interest has not, but I suppose that was foolish of me. I am sorry that we couldn't be of help, though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here, if you like. You could give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood.
Wait, Jarek, why you gotta say it like that?
You mean to say you're not giving up, even knowing that Magnus is... Magnus? I don't see much point in your being stubborn about it, though perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil, after all.
I can't imagine that anything you try will work, but if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To that end, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. I'll have a look along the tracks for anything that needs of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. This spot looks like it could use a bit of work. Can you ready the tools for me? You open the box, revealing the proud array of lovingly maintained tools within.
Brilliant! Now if you could hand me what I need as I work, that would be a help.
In this case, well, this bolt is loose for one matter. We can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. Here's your wrench. Thank you, this one will do nicely. Now give me one moment and... There, I don't see any problems here, so let's continue along the track. I'm a bit concerned about this lantern post. Would you ready the tools for me? Set down the toolbox, the muscles of your arms, enjoying profound relief, and open it once again. Quite handy to have around, you know. As to the lamp here, these aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, we might as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns, as it did in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Anyhow, a bit of this post seems to be splintered. Whether its lamp is to be lit or not, we wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person who comes through here to do maintenance. I'll need to sand it down a bit. Yes, a wood file's perfect! And that should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. I haven't spotted any other problems, so we can move along now, unless you'd like to take in the view from the tracks from here for a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. Wait, view? Oh. Mining has always been the primary vocation of folks in the Hills of Amber, you see, and after a certain point, they had dug up everything that could easily be reached and carried back by manpower alone. It was then that Naboth Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistel. The Ronso! Kimari. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistel left, taking their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago that the last of them, the folks from Daedalus Stoneworks, took off for Yulmore, and now no one remains that can repair and operate the Talos. Oh, they went to Yulmore? There is no use in lamenting what can't be changed, and there's one more thing we need to do while we're out here, so might as well get to it. Vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. The creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a danger to anyone passing by. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing that can get it started again, though. As I said, the only people who knew how to repair the Talos are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of the town. The trolley's tracks rusted, and its cars fell into disrepair. And I was born in Twine, raised there. My first word was trolley, damn it. And those were the worst years of my life. But then, about 7 years passed, Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real, proper trolley engineer, and perhaps he would never have left in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amarang is hardly the safest place, and Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. It didn't help in the end. The Sin Eaters got the boy. Isn't that always the way? The child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again, so in his memory they returned to Twine, started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars, and it was going well for a time. Wicked White! Vultures! Are they back for revenge? Never mind, I don't want to find out.
Not that it'll do you any good, but we do have a Talos we've been meaning to repair.
I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nice to hear something other than Magnus's griping for a change. Truly, a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. The means to build Talos stone by stone are lost to us. 'Tis true, but here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. 'Twill likely require naught but a few modest repairs and suffusion of aether. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you. But what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress that I have performed only the most cursory of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is host to a network of veins through which aether floweth freely. Or so it would, were it not for several fractures, which now impede said flow.
How in the hells did you get all that from just a glance? I take it you've thought up a solution as well, then?
To bridge these fissures requireth a material highly conductive to aether. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the talus to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of twine dwelleth a creature of living stone. The debitage. Full sure am I that stone from such a being would prove most suitable to our needs. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Minfilia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of aether in the Talos, and thus would I ask you provide 3 stones of debitage. All else will be made ready upon thy return.
As you might imagine, we've had trouble convincing people to come here to help. They either refuse outright or demand payment far beyond anything we could hope to afford. That's why we've made such little progress in repairing the Talos. We've pored over every scrap of paper left by the Daedalus Stoneworks, hoping we might learn how it's done. But there just isn't enough.
Thancred and Minfilia will return ere long with the remaining supplies which we require. Didst thou succeed in procuring stone from the debitage? I got you. Fine specimens, one and all. You have my thanks. We need now but wait for Thancred and Minfilia's return. From end to end, the paths by which aether may flow through the Talos have been duly mended. They but require a sufficient endowment. Riange to the rescue. Alright, Uber Danger. The core refuseth to stir. I fear the condition of this Talos is more dire than I previously surmised. As a heart driveth blood through a man's veins, so doth the core aether throughout this massive frame. Failing its repair or replacement, the Talos cannot be restored.
So it was the heart after all.
Thou didst foresee this outcome? Well, no, not exactly. We've never gotten this far trying to repair it, so we had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. We tried to find another way, in case things turned out as they are now, but...
Jarek? This isn't really my story to share. Please, Jarek, if something went wrong, maybe we can help. All right. After all you lot have done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do.
I have leveled up. Though the Talos yet wants for a beating heart, it would appear thine efforts were not for naught.
Right then, the Talos. Their hearts cannot be made of just any stone. You need a special sort with sufficient ethereal conductivity. Both it and the other materials used in the construction of Talos. That place, of course, being here, the Hills of Amber.
And it was 3 years ago when she... No, I can't. I'm sorry, but you'll have to hear it from Thaf or someone else. You don't suppose Thaf is going to run off too, do you? Still here, eh? You can ask again, but the answer's the same. Our trolleys are... What? God damn it, Jarek! You could have at least finished so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing how you made such quick progress in fixing the Talos and all, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. And I think he may be right. Gather your friends and I'll tell you what you want to know. Oh, we get lore drop? Lore drop? Voice acting?
親方の奥さんはさ、最後の山師なんて呼ばれた凄腕の採掘師だったんだ。タロースに新しい神格が必要かもって話になった時、
Oh, she probably died.
彼女は自分が掘りに行くって名乗り出た。
Okay.
けど、何せ歴史ある鉱山だ。力のある石となると、掘り尽くされてて簡単には見つからない。大規模な崩落が起きたのは。
The mine collapsed on top of... Oh.
みんな必死になって坑道を塞いだ土砂をどけたよ。
2 months?
でも 彼女の元にたどり着けたのはおよそ2ヶ月後だ。
Fudge.
待っていたのは当然
Damn.
亡骸だった。すまないが分かってやってほしい。
Poor Magnus. Damn, that sucks. He lost his kid, and then he lost his
ちなみ
wife.
に当の本人はどこへ？
Damn. This poor guy.
さっきのやつじゃないか。しつけえな。どんなに頼まれようがトロッカー動かさねえ。あんなもんぶっ壊して樽にでも桶にでもした方が。
You're not selling it for scrap. We're gonna use it. We're gonna use it.
上がったら帰れ。二度と俺の前に面さらすんじゃねえ。
Bro, we can help you. We can help you. Magnus, listen to me.
二人の名は？
Aww. Aww.
息子はスクリー、妻はアグナだ。ただいまという相手がいなくなってどこにも帰れなくなっちまった。こいつに溺れても溺れても行き着くそこなんてありゃしねえ。
Bruh, go easy on your liver, please.
まったくだ。いっそ楽にしてくれと願ってる時ほどそいつは役に立た
Psycho
ないん
for
です。
real, though.
お前も家族を亡くしたのか。
It's real feels, man. Real feels. Relatable feels.
どうだかな。家族なんて上等なものにはなってやれなかったと思う。何せ俺は身寄りのない孤児だったからな。家族ってものの加減がわからない。俺を拾ってくれた恩師は立派な人で、それを慕ってはいたさ。だが自分の手で守らなきゃならないようなものは何一つ持たないまま生きてきた。俺の力不足でまだ幼かったあいつを天涯孤独の身にさせてしまった。
Oh, cause Minifeels. Oh.
それからずっと守ってやりたいと思ってきたが、思い返すたび大したことはしてやれなかったと感じるよ。だからこそ彼女の生きた後を、その意志を拾わなくちゃならないんだ。
That's right, Thancred. That's right. Keep moving forward.
それに今の俺には守ってやりたいものがもう一つ。足踏
Those
みし
we
ていた
can
ら
yet save.
削られていくのはあいつの未来だ。だからナバスアレンに行く。そのために
We shadow
タ
my
ロー
life.
スの修復ができた暁にはお前にトロッコを動かしてもらいたい。
Frizz.
どうして本物のミンフィリアのこと過去みたいに言うんですか？
Oh, Minnie, I feel so bad for her. It's not her. I don't know how to feel.
まだ取り戻せるじゃないですか。
But what about
そのた
you?
めに私はここに。
Aw. Head pat. We got a head pat from Dad Cred. I'm not crying. Why must he treat me like this? I mean, he gave you head pat. It's not what you think, Minnie. I wish there was more we could do. I truly do. But after Agna's accident, no one is allowed near those mines. Full well do I know the pain of loss, and how heavily it can weigh on one's heart. Nevertheless, there is but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Thaf, knowest thou any location wherein we might find the stone we require? No matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it. I told you, near all the veins were tapped dry years ago. Though I suppose if you really wanted to try, you may find something in Nuvi's leavings. It was opened well before Talos became commonplace, which is why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Guthjon and tell him I sent you. Or is it Guthjon? But don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistance is most appreciated. Zordia, I think it best Thancred join thee in this search. Though he wouldst be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil, and his thoughts clouded. 'Twould be unwise to ignore his distress. At last, a lead on the stone we need to power the Talos. I can't very well have you go on your own, lead the way. The way you described it, I was expecting the place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are finally improving. Who's... Okay, not me. Wait, are you legitimately trying to fight me? Seriously? Well, you should have listened to Thaf, you're wasting your time. But this site's not as developed as the others, is it not? I should explain. The stone you're looking for is Leonine. All the Talos in the Hills of Amber are powered using them. Or were at least. Anyway, whatever's left, if anything, is too far below to be safely excavated. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use Talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. They're still there, but they could give out at any time, which is why much of the mine is closed off. Then our only option is to search the higher levels for any fragments of Leonine that may have been overlooked. I suppose there may be one other way. Well, don't leave us in suspense. What you're asking is a trade secret. I need to be duly compensated in exchange. Fine, what do you want? The other day I found a Vobert gold piece down in the mines. A bloody Vobert gold piece, and wouldn't you know it, I dropped the damn thing somewhere while I was working. Find it and I'll tell you what you want to know. You drive a hard bargain, sir, but we'll take it. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite their best efforts to illuminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning it will be much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows, which is why I propose we use these, sun drops. They help the eyes take in more light. Why don't you start your search further in, and I handle this area. I'll retrace your steps after in case you happen to miss it. If you feel the drops' effects wearing off, I can give you more, so don't worry. As you search the shadows, a glint catches your eyes. You turn over a rock and find Vobert's gold piece. Yay! I was hoping he'd drop the gold piece somewhere closer to the entrance. More fool me for thinking Lady Luck was on our side. Or maybe she is. Yours, at least. In my end, my contribution was little more than poor company. Come now, Thancred. You were far more prepared for this task than I. Yeah, don't be so hard on yourself, Thancred. No more than usual, I assure you. I only managed to survive the Coerthan wilderness in the imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation, a habit of mine since childhood, and one of my few positive traits which endeared me to Louisoix, I imagine. It hasn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continued success, such as it is. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me, and to see my duties through, that's all that matters. I'll be damned, you actually found it! Jet, I see you! Well, a deal's a deal, but I don't think this means you'll find what you're after. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off. But you did, and I'm a man of my word. Come with me. I hope you waited for the sun drops to wear off. They work wonders in the dark, but in the light of day, they'll only bring you pain. Thanks for letting me know after the fact. Yo, the sky looks so pretty. Although it's the light, bad thing. Every time I step out of those mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I'd never leave them if the air weren't so stale. But you're not come to hear my grievances. You're after Leonine. First, I have to ask, you ever heard of rockworms? Rockworms. I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers. Knockers? Aye, that they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They dig up Leonine in the mines? It's a rare occurrence, but yes, that said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. Well, our only other option sounds tantamount to suicide, so how can we draw out these rockworms? Over there by the shack. You'll find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock 'em knock them senseless and check their backs. I should warn you, this method of mining, if you can call it that, is used as a last resort on account of what little they're like to bring back. You'll want to cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and I'll have a look. We should split up, if we're to cover more ground as he suggests. If you can cover these 3 areas on your map, I'll see to the parts between them. Let's grab the pile of supplies. Okay, that's 1. Next we have... Okay, the air in the mines grows thick with smoke. Nearby you hear the soft rumbling of stones. We're gonna knock some knockers, guys. We're gonna knock some knockers. Let's do this. Here we go. I found my fair share of rocks. Hopefully there's leonine among them. There you are! Find anything promising! Got a glittering rock. Between the 2 of you, I'd say you've got quite the haul. Best get comfortable, friends. It's gonna take time for me to sift through all of this.
馴染みがない話かもしれないが、あいつは
Cutscene.
原初世界のミーフィアはもともと採掘師として稼いでいたんだ。
She was a miner?
彼女が事故で父を失って以来、フラミンさんに育てられてたのは知ってるだろう。
I did not know that she was a miner.
ラミン
What?
さん自身、恋人を失って頼るものがない境遇だったからな。少しでも力になれればと採掘を始めたらしい。顔に泥をつけたあいつが外を通るわけだ。
She was a miner, like she...
俺は
Yeah, both. It's
今日も
both.
無事に仕事が終わったのかと安心しながら、
At the time, I believe.
なんだか妙に居心地が悪くなる。けど、そこで店を飛び出して追いかける理由もない。だから、後腐れない相手と酒や軽口をますます弾ませるんだ。
Oh. So you can relate to this. Can't imagine she thought too highly of you back then. Not your finest hour, to say the least. I'm gonna go with that.
まったくだ。その点に関しては、彼女自身からも他の
Oh,
賢人たちから
fill
も、
him in.
だからこそ、今回だけは間違えないようにしたいんだ。
おいあんたら見てくれよ。こいつは驚きだぞ。見つけた獅子名刺は細かな破片がいくつかと。
We find
い
something?
や、とにかくこいつを見てくれ。
ああ、この傷みたいな線か。マグヌス・スクリ
To my beloved Magnus.
愛するあなたたちに。
Oh my god! Oh, she found it! She found it for them!
そうだそうだとも。そいつはマグヌスのところの嫁、アグナからの贈り
Okay,
物
I'll
なん
call you Joe.
だ。まったく、さすが最後の山師だよ。あいつはちゃんと目的の石を掘り出してたんだ。
That's super sweet.
だ
What?
が崩落のせいで帰
Feels
ることができなくなった。おそらくその言葉を刻んで息絶えたんだろう。いつかマグヌスが見つけると信じて、あんたらが埋もれ出た運命を掘り当てたんだよ。この場所にもまだこんな思いが残ってたんだな。
I wouldn't believe it had I not seen it for myself. Before you set it in the Talos, would you take it to Magnus? For 3 long years he's believed she died for nothing. He must know the truth, that her sacrifice was not in vain. We'll take it straight to him, you have my word. Thank you, Guthgen, for all your help. Right then, let's not keep everyone waiting. If you've come to complain about the trolley, you'll find no sympathy from me. I told you before, it won't run, and you wouldn't listen. Oh, but it will, now that we have this. Your name is engraved on it, along with your son's. It was a gift from your wife, Magnus. From Agna. Bruh. No, she couldn't have. Agna. Big Ronso hugs. Take it. Do with it what you will. One Ronso to another? Are you Aww. Are you certain? It would delay our plans, but... I said take it. It was you who found it, you who needs it. Looking at that stone, all I can see is... Please, just leave me be. I hope you'll be there when the Talos stirs to life. I'm sure she'd want you to see it. Would you do the honors and deliver this to Ranger?
Sorry I couldn't be of more help. By the sounds of it, you have a knack for handling strange requests. On the bright side, Ryanje taught me a lot about the Talos and their hearts. I think I can help if they need further repairs.
Thou art returned, and with Leonine it would seem. As promised, the Talos hath been made ready to receive its heart, thanks in no small part to Jarek, Thaf, and Minfilia. At last we shall return time to the timeless, the sentinel of stone, that we may press on towards Nabath Areg.
さて、これで理論上は完了です。起動用の魔力を流せば、このタロースは動くと思われます。
わかった。そのままやっちまってくれ。
Whenever you're ready. Live! Live! This music.
タロースが起動した。
Oh, Magnus!
なんでだよ。たかたか、これっぽっちの石人形だぞ。
Oh, oh, Magnus! Oh.
これっぽっちなのに。しくしょう。なんてものを残してくんだ。
I wanna hug him too. Where's she going? Ryanje's like, why is she sus? It's dust. Yeah, it's a terrible day for rain.
どうしましたか、ミンフィリア。
私には
Oh
焦るものなんて何もない。私は何をやろうとしても
no! You're not a burden.
みんなほどうまくできない。私が私のまま生き残っても
You're not allowed to talk to yourself. Talk about yourself like that.
サンクレットだって傷つけるって
No.
分かってるんです。だからいっそ本物のために消えてくれって
He doesn't hate you.
そう言ってくれたら苦しくないのに。
Minifeels.
申し訳ありません。
Yeah.
私は光の巫女を第一世界に送った張本人。あなたにもサンクレッドにも。
Oh no, Ryanje, it's not your fault either. Stop, guys, stop blaming yourselves.
世界というものはとても複雑です。誰かに生きてほしいというごく単純な願いでさえ別の誰かを犠牲にしなければ叶わないことがある。
Good morning.
だからこそ皆生きるに足る理由を、死すべき理由を見出そうとするのではないかと思います。
I mean, yeah, this is true. This is true, Frizz. But like, he did it for, you know, he
しか
had a
し
reason to do it.
本来その願いにはそのような難しい理屈はいらないのです。これを思い知るまでに時間がかかりすぎましたが、あなたはただ信じてもいいのではないかと私は思いますよ。
Aw. Thancred heard everything. Thancred, you fix this! Go to her! Have you no words for her? Go to her!
そうかもな。
Dadcred. Dadcred. Dad. Table flip. Dadcred. I'm getting like flashbacks of my father. Wait, what you doing? You just watching us? Oh? Emmett? Oh? Oh? Oh?
今回は彼らについていかなかったのか。
まあな。大森林で大まかな具合は把握した。あとは見るべき時に見ればいい。それにアムアレンはとにかく光が強いからな。あんな場所に同行するのはごめんだ。だから寝ていた。眠りはいいぞ。実に快適な時間のやり過ごし方だ。
Same. Can relate. Sleep is
ラハブレア
beautiful.
のじいさんなんかはコロコロ体を変えて働き続けてたが、あれじゃ擦り切れるってものだ。
Right? Exactly. Mood. Big mood.
気力も記憶も願望さえな。お前こそ一体いつ眠ってるんだ？どこかで存分に寝だめでもしたかね？やっぱり嫌われているらしい。
Exarch, are you sus?
それほどアシエンを
Don't answer that
警戒
question.
しておきながら、私が連中に接触したとき、なぜ警告の一つも挟まなかった？
彼女という英雄は兵器ではないからだ。相手の事情を知ろうともせず戦うことをよしとはしまい。
ほう、よくご存知で。まるで窮地のような言い方じゃないか。不思議なものだな、水晶校。お前は一体
Yeah, who are you?
何なんだ？
Who are you? We will not find out today, I'm sure.
私は原初世界においてこの塔を作った国、アラグ帝国の建国と繁栄にも一役買った。だからこそわかる。お前が使った英雄の召喚術は塔に備わっていた機能ではない。
Oh? Oh?
アシエンですら成し得ていない技だ
Wait,
ぞ。
what? Then how?
そうか。お前はアラグに。ならばこう答えよう。私はお前たちが翻弄してきたもの。人の歴史、人の執念によって導かれた大公者だ。
What?
クリスタルタワー、時の翼、彼方より来たりし者による次元を超えた事象観測。
Is
そ
this
してそれらを目
self-proclaimed?
にした天才たちが生涯をかけて残したひらめき。
Or is this actually what you are?
私は全ての思いと奇跡を託されてここに立つ。運命に反逆せんとするために。
早く役目を遂げたいものだな。お
Duties.
互いに。
They speak in.
ああ、全くだ。
I can see his eye. No, was that his eye? They're speaking in code. They're speaking in code of which I will understand probably second playthrough if I ever do.
I'm fine, really. It's just been a long day.
Mine apologies for the delay. Minfilia and I had private matter to discuss, which bringeth me to the question: how didst thou find Thancred during your search? He spoke of Minfilia of his own accord. I see. 'Tis well that he did, and with such candor. I attempted to broach the subject before. Mine intention was to ensure no words remained unspoken between them, lest tragedy intercede, a regret I myself know all too well. Alas, in the end he refused to heed my counsel. A time will come when they must face the reality of their circumstances, but I have faith that all will be well in time. Now let us not tarry any longer. The Talos and Nabathareng await. Magnus is grinning from ear to ear. That picture is kind of sus, but also kind of cool.
I said, welcome to my world.